Do you remember this ridiculously edited video from CBS 60 Minutes after they interviewed Kamala Harris? Well, they just released the entire unedited video and it's worse than what you thought. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about CBS 60 Minutes releasing the full unedited Kamala Harris interview that originally aired back in October of 2024 during her failed presidential campaign. Now, $1 million question. Hey, ABL, why are we just now in February 2025 getting this full unedited video from October of 24? What's going on? That is a great question, and I'm glad you asked. Let me just show you an article, and that will explain it right there. So check it out. This is from CBS News. We're getting the information straight from the proverbial horse's mouth. Look at the headline. 60 Minutes publishes transcripts video requested by the FCC. So now we get the federales involved with this because the interview editing was so egregious, it is basically state-sponsored media. Basically, that's what it is. Okay, CBS does this for Kamala because they want her to win. They're on her side. Would they do that for Trump? I think not. Anything that's unflattering, anything that does not present him in the best way, they'll put that out first. For Kamala, it's the opposite. Now, let's read some of this. Then we're going to get to some videos of the actual unedited footage that has now been released to the public. So check it out. We are posting the same transcripts and videos of our interview with Vice President Kamala Harris that we provided to the FCC. They show, consistent with 60 Minutes' repeated assurances to the public that the 60 Minutes broadcast was not doctored or deceitful. Now, doctored or deceitful. If you guys didn't see the original leak that came out, let's watch that. Then we're going to get to the new leaks or the new published footage. Now, what you're going to see right here, if you haven't seen it before, is one question, but two different answers from Kamala. And both of these answers were released to the internets. Now, I don't know who did that, but I'm sure whoever did it is probably fired right now. But let's watch this. Then we're going to get to the brand new footage from this same interview. Check it out.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Okay, so that was the first answer. You heard that. Now we're going to hear an entirely different answer to the very same question. Check it out.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
So how was that not doctored? I don't really get it. There's two different answers. How was that not doctored? I don't understand. Now, let's keep on going here. Let's get to the new footage, shall we?
Trump sued CBS for $10 billion, and it looks like they might settle. But before that happens, the FCC released the full interview, unedited, and we have the tape. They talked for an hour and left a lot out. Here's an answer that never made air. Watch.
I'm trying to understand how it is that with this emphasis on the border, the numbers of crossings quadrupled under the first 3 years of the Biden-Harris administration. How did that happen?
All righty, Kamala, what are we going to say here? How are we going to give a good and clear answer to the question?
There are a variety of factors that relate to what we have seen globally and what we are not immune from at our own border in terms of what we have seen in terms of surge of immigration and irregular migration. And there are solutions at hand, but we've got to have leaders who are solution-oriented, which we've been and are.
CBS also cut out their host pressing Kamala on how she's going to pay for all of her giveaways.
If all of this makes so much sense, why has this not been done? You're dealing with a Congress that is divided, that many are in opposition to not only you but your policies. So how are you going to make this
Bill,
come true?
Now, the thing about it is, remember, when she was running for president, she was the vice president. Like, at this moment, back in October of 2024, she was the active vice president of the USA. So you got all these campaign promises. Why can't you do them right now? You're in the White House now. Why can't you do it now? If you can't do it now, then why would I trust your promise that you do it in the future?
if I approached my life as though, well, it's never been done before, therefore it cannot be done, I wouldn't be sitting here in this interview with you. That's the truth.
Then 60 Minutes tossed Kamala a big fat softball, and she swung and missed.
The most basic of questions. Why do you want to be President of the United States?
There are many reasons, but probably first and foremost, I truly believe in the promise of America. I do. And I love the American people. You know, we are a people who have ambition and aspirations and dreams and optimism and hope.
That's why you want to run. That's why you want to be
That's why I'm
president.
running. That and some other reasons.
And some other reasons. Okay, tell us. You're in the interview right now. Tell us the reasons. Come on now.
But you're asking the American people to make you the most powerful person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you deserve the American people's votes?
Well, first of all, I have a career and a history of being very clear that I think of my role of leadership, and in particular now for the last 4 years as vice president and moving forward as president, if the voters will have me, as being a leader on behalf of all Americans.
But why do you deserve our vote? Why should we vote for you? Like, you're not convincing me that I should vote for you. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it anyway, but even if I was on your side, hey, I got the same face, Jesse. I'm the same way. But even if I was on your side, I would not really be inspired to go out there and vote for you. All right, so there we go. So again, there's more. I'll link to the full thing in the box, but that was brutal. That was brutal. Look, we dodged the bullet. Trump dodged the bullet for real, but we dodged the bullet when it comes to Kamala, because that was awful. And that was what she did throughout the entire campaign. Now, as I close, I want to say this. I don't want to hear anybody talking to me about, oh, you hate her because she's a black person, all this, that, and the third. First of all, she's not black. I think we've beat that horse to the ground and back, and then back to the ground and beyond. I think you've already established that she's not black, okay? You don't get a dad who is not black, biracial at best, but probably not black at all, and a mom who's straight from the Indian subcontinent with the red dot on the center of her forehead. You don't combine those forces and get a black person. That's not how that works at all. Not at all, okay? Just because she is not a white person doesn't mean that I automatically would not vote for her. I don't care what your color is, really. Are you the best person for the job or not? Kamala Harris, Democrat, that's the first red flag right there. And then you're a moron on top of that. If you had a little bit of sense or a lot of sense and you look like you'd be able to do the job, if you were the best person, I'd vote for you. But she wasn't. She was awful. She was awful. They had better candidates. If they wanted a black woman, they could have picked some. Michelle Obama would have been much better. Michelle Obama is a great politician, her and Barack. Does that mean I like them? No, it doesn't. Does that mean I would vote for them? No, it doesn't. But I can recognize a good politician despite our differences. Kamala is not a good politician, and she's a moron on top of that. So it's just nothing really there. We dodged a bullet. Thank God for that. We got the orange man back in town, and we're getting the country back on track. Kamala was struggling to get her own thought process on track. How is she going to get the entire nation back on the right path to success? I don't see it happening. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Kamala Harris's CBS 60 Minutes interview? Do you think that it was deceptively edited? I think that it was. I mean, when you have a question and answer come out, and that same question with a whole different answer from Kamala Harris come out from the same network in the same interview, I'm like, okay, what's going on with that? These are two totally different answers. You are editing this to make me think she said something that she didn't say. You're editing it to make it look like she's competent when she is incompetent. That is completely deceptive. And again, if it was President Trump in that same boat, babbling, stammering, stuttering, etc., word salad, if it was him, they would make sure to highlight all that negative stuff. Not only in the interview, but in the subsequent news coverage of the interview, they pointed out. Trump had a glass of water like this, like he held it with like two hands. They said that he was possibly experiencing some kind of dementia or something like that from that. But Kamala Harris goes on TV and lays a whole goose egg, word salad. They want to clean it up and say, oh, she's great, she's smart, she's this, she's that, she's a brilliant black woman. All lies, all lies. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.